Hi, I'm Mark Johnson, owner of Artisan Restoration, and today I'm in Prairie du Chien where we just finished a log cabin restoration, and the groundsman at Fort Louis came over to talk to me about doing some work on this blockhouse behind me. This blockhouse is a 1930s reconstruction of the original one that was built in 1816, I believe. Um, After the War of 1812, the Army officers thought that it would be a good idea to have a fort here, um, protect themselves against the Indians and the British or whatever. And anyhow, they had one of these blockhouses at um, opposite corners of the fort. The fort was 340 feet long, and this one here sits on the northwest corner, I believe. And the the fort was built in 1816, I believe, and it was it was designed to protect themselves against the Indians and so forth. But it turned out that the real enemy was the river, because it flooded in 1820, and they actually moved the entire fort up to higher ground. And anyhow, this structure here was built in the 30s, as I said, and it's um, they originally was built with logs. These are square timbers that are 8 inches wide, 10 inches tall, and it's really a pretty remarkable structure. The bottom section of it is 25 by 25, but the top part of it sits on it diagonally, and it's actually much bigger. It's almost 34 feet square. So the upper part of the um, building weighs more than the lower part. And anyway, they've asked me to take a look at some problems that they're having with the bottom log. And I can see that there's some decay going on there, and there's some decay going on here. But the settlement is what kind of bothers me. The the cause of the problem, for this corner anyway, is pretty evident because it's exposed to the weather. That one over there is sheltered from the rain so much that I don't understand why it's rotted. Um, and this corner here is well exposed, so it's basically uh, getting rained on. But here again on the center of the wall, it's settled, and I'm not sure if it's due to the inadequate bearing soil or footings maybe aren't deep enough. And the last thing, or the last factor, is that this river still floods, and occasionally it'll come up to the bottom logs, and once the soil gets super saturated with water, there's more than likely some settlement that goes on. So anyway, we'll look at all of the factors here and see what kind of a solution we come up with, and a budget for it. But this will be an interesting project. This property is owned by the state of Wisconsin, so we'll be working with their people on this. That should be interesting. So we'll let you know how that goes. We might be funded next year. Might be several years later. Who knows?